Konnichiwa, minasan. Here's Aki-chan. Welcome to the third part of the story 12 Reasons. A little warning on the beginning, there will be slight hint of a panic attack. Not anything specific though. That said, without further ado, enjoy the video.
Kenma, standing in front of the gym, was impatiently anticipating the arrival of Fukurodani's bus. He was the only one here, so nobody could see him wobbling from side to side, biting nervously his lip. His stomach was in knots and his nerves were on the edge, afraid to hear the answers, but still wanting to know them. "What are you doing here so early, Kenma?" Kenma jumped upon that sudden approach, gripping his hoodie. Feeling like he would faint at any moment, he stared at Nobuyuki, trying to burn a hole into him. "Kai! Do you want me to die? You can't sneak up on me like that. Gosh, my poor heart. Sorry. It's just so unusual for you to be here first. Is there a particular reason?" Kenma, taking a deep breath to calm his beating heart down, hesitated with the answer. Should he inform his teammates about the letter? Or would it be better if he denied everything? Maybe Kuroo might show up in the end. But what if not? What if Bokuto would arrive with bad news? Wouldn't it be better if it stayed between them, so it wouldn't interrupt practice even more? No right answer came to his mind. Everything seemed to lead to one thing: they would find out about it eventually. Kenma bowed his head, trying to find the right words. "Well, there is one reason actually." Nobuyuki figured that Kenma had something on his mind. He was unusually shifty, and his eyes roved on the road where the buses should come from. He just nodded, indicating to Kenma that he was listening. "But, I need to confirm something first until I tell you more." "Sorry." "That's okay. I'll wait." "Will you tell others about it too?" "Yeah. It involves all of us. So. Good morning." "Huh? Kenma. You are here surprisingly early. What happened? Is everyone going to ask the same question today? I should come with a sign. Yes, you're seeing right. I'm here early. Please, don't ask why. Today is going to be tough." "Whoa, calm down, Tiger. I just asked. A good morning would be enough." "Kai, what happened?" "I don't know myself, Haikyuu. But we will probably get our answer soon enough. That said, good morning to you too." "Good morning everyone." "Lef. You aren't late. That's the first. You will make it big someday." "What are you saying, Yaku-san? I am already a Nekomas." "Hold your horses there, Lef. This bold statement of yours doesn't fit your skills. You can't take the title of Nekoma's ace from me that easily. And we are at it again. Doesn't it happen every practice? That wouldn't be these two Haikyuu, if they didn't have their banter every time." Yamamoto is very proud of his position. Nekoma's team, living in obliviousness, was loudly chatting, slowly coming together. But Kenma was starting to be restless. His eyes were roving between the path he always took with Kuroo, and the road the buses should arrive. But neither one of them was coming. Haikyuu, observing Kenma's odd behavior, noticed the nervousness around him. He was playing with his shaky hands, which was his bad habit when he was nervous and didn't have his switch. Like approaching a scared animal, Haikyuu slowly moved to Kenma, not wanting to startle him, and quietly talked to him. "Kenma, you aren't looking good. Do you want?" Kenma, upon hearing a loud noise coming from the bus, suddenly jumped, scaring Haikyuu in the process. "They're here." His eyes looked livelier, filled with a soft flame of hope. But when the bus stopped, everything turned black again. It was Karasuno who arrived first. Haikyuu was expecting some sort of excitement from Kenma, when his friend from the rival school arrived. But to his surprise, he went back to his gloomy mood. "Kenma, I'm here." "Hi Shoya." "Huh? Something happened? Why are you so gloomy?" When even Hinata figured out something was wrong with Kenma, who had a similar expression most of the time, Haikyuu knew something was wrong. Looking at Nobuyuki, who apparently had the same opinion, they silently agreed that they need to make Kenma talk. "I'm fine, just a little bit tired." Kenma tried to somehow calm the hyperactive Tangerine with this statement, which succeeded. Brushing off Kenma's state, Hinata went back to bantering about the crazy things that happened during the trip, keeping Kenma's mind busy and easing his tense state. "Morning, Nobuyuki-san. What do we have here?" Pre-match meeting before the gym. Two players from Karasuno were slowly approaching the ball of Nekoma's cats. Their captain and vice-captain seemed to be relaxed and in a happy spirit. "Morning, Sawamura-san, Sugawara-san. To be frank, we didn't have time to move into the gym yet. Still waiting for Fukurodani. And waiting for Kenma to tell us what's going on." "Huh? Is something wrong with him, Yaku? He doesn't look differently than usual." "That's only at the first glance, Suga. You should have seen him before you arrived." "Well, we can stay with you and wait for the others, if you don't mind. Your company will be appreciated, Sawamura-san." "Thank you." Daichi turned from Nobuyuki to his chaotic team, glancing at Nashida to pass him an imaginary scepter of leadership. "Guys, you can go to the gym and get some stretches. Nashida, I'm leaving them to you. Yeah, practice. You're slow, Kageyama." "Oi, that was a false start, Bokeh. Just wait. Hey, no running. You aren't at our school." "Gosh, these two." Karasuno's team was slowly disappearing at the gym entrance as Nobuyuki turned to his teammates, giving them the same option. "You can go too. We'll just wait for Fukurodani to arrive and immediately go after you. I'm staying here with you. Besides, Kuroo-san didn't come yet. We need to wait for him." Hearing Yamamoto saying that name, a cold sweat covered Kenma's body. His name started to ring in his ears, drowning out everything else. "Yeah, I'm staying here too. You should go practicing left. Or, are you saying you already got better at receiving? Should I check on that?" "But Yaku-san, we practiced that the whole yesterday. I want to do something else." "Not until you get better at it and not until you are under my watch." Most of Nekoma's team was already inside. There were just a few of them when Fukurodani's bus arrived. Kenma, hearing bus brakes, stopped breathing. The moment of truth was here. He impatiently anticipated the owl to run from the bus directly towards him. And truly, Bokuto was the first to step out from the bus. "Huh, it's Bokuto. Why does he look like he is in a hurry?" "That not only looks like it. He is in a hurry, Yaku." Bokuto started running towards them, which shocked everyone besides Kenma. His careful steps moved forward to Bokuto. His heart was beating fast, and his throat tightened with nervousness. When Bokuto started to be closer, they noticed his serious and stoic face. And the cloud of uncertainty spread around everyone. An inch behind him was running a breathless Akashi, worry written all over his face. Bokuto stopped right before Kenma, looking him straight into his eyes. Did you find something?" Kenma's voice was so quiet and shaky that it was almost impossible to understand him. Bokuto's face twisted in sadness, as he handed the letter to Kenma. The palette of Kenma's face went from skin pale to completely white, when he saw the content of Bokuto's hand. He took the letter, looking again at Bokuto. "Is it what I think it is?" "Yeah. The card and the photo." "I'm sorry." Everyone was looking at them in confusion. What was happening here? When did the two of them start to be this close? Yaku, eager to know more, and impatient from all the waiting, asked first. "Kenma, would you be so kind as to explain what is happening between you two?" Akashi, coming out from behind Bokuto, looked at Kenma with surprise. "You didn't tell them yet, Kozume-san?" Kenma just nodded, head hanging low. He didn't know how to tell them. His throat was dry, unable to make a sound. As his breathing pattern got quicker and more irregular, black dots appeared before his eyes. Akashi, noticing the fragile shaking body, quickly moved to Kenma to calm him down, as Bokuto took the initiative to explain everything. We received odd letters. From Kuroo. A surprise was visible on everyone's faces. No one expected such an answer. So, Kuroo is communicating with you. It can't be taken as a communication, Kai. Wait, why would he send you letters in the first place? That doesn't make sense. He didn't send us the letters, Yakun. He just put them in the mailbox. Look, there are only initials. That looks scary. It's like a scene cut from some movie. You are watching too many drama movies, Lef. What's inside it? You can look for yourself, Yakun. Kenma, may I show them yours too? Kenma nodded, still muffled in Akashi's arms. Bokuto handed both letters to Kuroo's former teammates. They jumbled together around Yaku, curiously awaiting the content of it. May we look as well? Sure, Sawamura. Kuroo is your friend too. You deserve to know what's happening. Daichi and Suga moved closer to the circle, uncovering another silhouette behind them. A tall, blonde boy was watching it all from behind, unnoticed. Bokuto, without any hesitation, talked to him. Do you want to join Tutsuki? With a shock, everyone turned in the direction where Bokuto was talking. Tsukishima was standing there, hesitant to answer. His eyes were circling around the place. As everyone stared at him, he started nervously playing with his fingers, too scared to even talk. Tsukishima? How long have you been here? I thought that you went inside with other first years. I'm sorry, Sawamura-san. I accidentally overheard your conversation and decided to stay. And when I heard Kuroo-san's name. No need to explain. We all are here to know more about this mysterious situation. So, don't be afraid to come between us. Thank you, Sugawara-san. It's still weird. Kuroo-san didn't come for one day, and suddenly there were letters from him the next day. How could someone do this in one day? Doesn't it feel like some kind of prank? I bet that he is just pulling our leg. We'll see, Yamamoto. Now, the letters. Yaku hurriedly opened both letters and pulled the content out. He overspread in front of them 2 cards and 2 photos. Each of them with a different content, that made little to no sense to them. Except for one person. The goosebumps were running down his spine, as Tsukishima read the cards. Memories of the warm summer nights spent with Kuroo, which were meant to be forgotten, were recalled. He didn't know what it was, but the feeling was unpleasant. Huh? These sentences make absolutely no sense. And what's with the photos? Yaku gesticulated so hard that Nobuyuki needed to take the papers from him, so he could calmly analyze them. Daichi, looking from behind Nobuyuki's shoulder, pointed at one photo. That looks like Kuroo and you, Bokuto. Am I right? Yeah, we were at summer camp together in junior high school. I'm guessing there must be a connection between the card and the photo. You're right, Kai. Long story short, some things happened at the camp and he probably felt guilty about it until now. That's what that means. But that doesn't qualify him as a bad friend. Kuroo-san was the best since I know him. How could he even say that about himself? Yamamoto. Calm down. He has surely a reason to write that about himself. But Yamamoto is right, Kai. Kuroo never seemed to have a problem with his self-esteem. So why now? Maybe something pushed him far enough to let it out. It was a quiet whisper, but loud enough for others to hear. Everyone turned to the gentle giant, who was shyly looking at the ground like he said something wrong. Lef? How did you come up with such a theory? It just popped into my head. Just a random thought. You know, I watch many dramas, and sometimes there is a similar scenario. Yaku didn't buy a word that Lef's mouth spitted. He clearly seemed too uncomfortable to talk about it, but he let him off the hook for this time. And he promised himself that he would talk to him, when this mess would be over. So, we have a low self-esteem, that he probably has. What about the anxiety? Daichi pointed at the second card. Kuroo is a social butterfly. There's no way he is suffering from anxiety. You said that about his self-esteem too, Haikyuu. And look what we figured out at the end. You jinxed it, Haikyuu-san. Oh hush Yamamoto. I didn't jinx anything. And Yukai, you're supposed to be on my side? Besides, we don't know if it's true. Haikyuu is right. We don't have many clues to confirm all of our theories. See? Suga understands me. But he had anxiety. It was another whisper that came from behind Suga's back. Tsukishima, completely overlooking the stares he got from others, was looking directly at the card with the eerie sentence. And how do you know about this? Bokuto, looking directly at Tsukishima, sounded angrier than he was intended to be. That startled Tsukishima a little bit. Did he say something wrong? Or was it the situation that was making everyone more tense? Either way, he was hesitant to answer. We talked a lot to each other at the summer training camp. And one time, he told me about this. About his childhood. The struggles that he had. But you seem to know too, Bokuto-san. Yeah. I learned that today from Kenma. Oh. His childhood. If he suffered from it in childhood, then the photo is a clear clarification. But not the text on the card Kai. How can he have an anxiety, when he is so sociable? Some people tend to hide their mental problems behind a mask Haikyuu-san. In Kuroo-san's case, behind his social one probably. Lef, I swear to God. When this investigation ends, we're going to talk. I don't like your train of thought. You need to tell me what's going on. You know I care for you, and I don't like seeing you hurting. So, promise me you'll talk to me. One missing friend is enough. Lef smiled upon hearing those warm words. He never thought that Haikyuu cared for him that much. And it made him immeasurably happy. His insecurities almost disappeared. With misty eyes and a fluttering heart, he nodded. I promise Haikyuu-san. Okay. We figured somehow these two, what they could mean. But, what now? Yamamoto just spat out the thing that was lying in everyone's stomach. They were at a dead end. There weren't any other clues that could lead to something more. No one had any other letter in their mailbox. No one knew where Kuroo could be, or what message he wanted to tell them.
Thank you for watching. If you have any suggestions, requests, or anything to make these videos better for you, don't hesitate to comment down below. Bye bye, Minasan.